Gombe State is one of the 36 states that make up the Nigerian Federation. The state has an area of 20,265 square kilometers. In terms of population, projected estimates based on the 2006 national census suggests that Gombe State is inhabited by a population of around 2,365,000 people. Gombe State is blessed with vast opportunities and resources. No wonder it is referred to as the jewel in the savannah. The land is fertile. The weather is both temperate and clement. Natural resources such as livestock and solid minerals are in abundance. And above all, the population is young and energetic. However, despite its abundant natural resources, Gombe State has not been able to fully unlock its huge potentials. For many decades, land degradation, soil and gully erosion, and desertification have presented inexorable challenges to sustainable development of the state. A large proportion of people in Gombe State rely upon land as a vital source of income. Not only is this natural resource the basis for food security and agricultural production, but it also generates employment and mitigates social crisis among the most vulnerable and poverty-stricken people who depend largely on land for their livelihood. Yet, a large proportion of the land is being degraded, causing poverty, hunger, unemployment, forced migration, and conflict, while exacerbating climate risks, particularly soil erosion and flood.
People have been suffering for this problem for almost 20 years without intervention. I can remember 5, 6, 7 years ago, I have been posting I have been taking pictures to send in social media for people to come and intervene. But unfortunately, nothing has been done to at least act on this problem. People are dying here. People are being cut from the main town. There are even 4 local governments people that are using this route to come into the town, bringing agricultural produce for the use of the people in the town. But all was cut as a result of this gully. Women and children have lost their life because during rainy season, when water is flowing during rainy season, if care is not taken, I can remember at least 4 or 5 women have lost their life here. And children have gone into this water and water have just gone away with them.
Domin mutane al'ummarmu na wannan anguwa suna fama sosai wurin tsallaka wannan kururruka din. Akwai barazana duk lokacin da ruwa ya zo. Akwai al'umman da suke bangare guda wadda kwarin nan ya raba kusan anguwannin namu nan ya raba shi biyu ne. Akwai al'umman da suna nan a anguwanni na gefe wadda abubuwa na more rayuwa kuma suna gefe guda, kamar irin su asibiti da kasuwa da masallatayyanmu da wurin ibada na church duka suna bangare guda, al'umma kuma da dama suna gefe guda. To duk lokacin da aka ce ruwa ya zo ko an ga hadiri, to akwai barazana na za ka ga mutane suna roshin, kowa yana so ya hamzarta ya samu ya isa gidansa, ko kuma idan misali makaranta yara za ku je makaranta to da an ga hadiri fa to ranan babu zuwa makaranta.
Driven by the urgent desire to ensure sustainable development of communities vulnerable to this irreplaceable problem of land degradation, Gombe State, through the Nigeria Erosion and Watershed Management Project NEWMAP, commenced the implementation of a strategic action plan to effectively address the problem of desertification, erosion and flooding in Gombe State. Just a few years after the introduction of NEWMAP by the World Bank, the hope of restoring the denuded environment has become more apparent than real. Gombe State Government under Governor Muhammad Yahya is through NEWMAP rolling out a strategic and proactive enlightenment campaign to mitigate the use of other sources of energy as cooking fuel and to inculcate tree planting culture in communities. The integrated approach of the project in Gombe State has paved way for the control of the Gombe State University Malam Inagoli site, which has multiple fingers covering up to 7.5 kilometers in length.
A gigantic project of this nature which is almost the biggest so far, or one of the biggest in the NEWMAP portfolio, in which there are 23 states and Gombe is only one of them. A project that spans a length of nothing less than 7.5 kilometers is not an easy one. This is a very extensive one covering a large portion of Gombe city itself and transcending from the university through a number of communities, crossing railways and ending up, in a nearby river, which is at the foot of a hill.
NEWMAP will remain in the history of Gombe State University forever. You may wish to be informed that the university has been suffering from a major gully erosion, which has affected the development of the university. The gully has been threat to major infrastructures of the university. You can see our student hostel, which is a hundreds of millions project. It's just some few meters the gully to erode the buildings. This gully has been attempted to be treated. Unfortunately, it has not been done until when NEWMAP came, and now it has been controlled. You can see now the university is safe, students are happy, staff are happy. You can access every part of the campus, vehicle, and you can with everything. You can go to any part of the campus.
Before, this place wasn't like this. This place was like a forest, and when the forest was here, we have like all this place and all these dangerous animals around. And the buildings are not like this. It's scary and some kind of high. But since the construction has been made, it's a little bit strange.
Actually, they are really helped in terms of providing the drainage for the water, because most of the environment before, the environment is just little, due to the help they are rendered. Most of these times, even sometimes when I come back from classes in the night time, I do see some of these snakes. I kill a lot. But with the help they have rendered, we pray that God Almighty be safe.
It helps a lot because now during the rainy season, water will flow on a very big side. It will not affect, especially the guys hostel. It will not affect them, and also the dormants will not affect them, because before the water used to go to different sides, but now because of the construction, so the water has one way to follow, to not follow different way. And again, the bridge, we really appreciate them in making our bridge, because now we move freely on the bridge. The other bridge is, I look on it, the new one is low, so we move freely on the bridge and without fear in us. So we really appreciate their good work.
Another huge success accomplished by Gombe State through NEWMAP is in afforestation. The Gombe State NEWMAP has established 400 hectares of woodlot and orchard plantations. Each of the 11 local government areas has 20 hectares of plantation or more. The plantations have been well protected through the provision of perimeter fencing and solar-powered boreholes for the plants' watering, animals, and human consumption. There are 132 kilometers of roadside plantations across the 11 local government areas in the state, and 72 kilometers of shelter belt in the 6 most desertification-threatened local government areas in Gombe North. The project has been able to restore the previously depleted 63 hectares canal forest in Yamal-Tudeba local government area. The forest has now become a research center for tertiary students, especially in the north. The perimeter fencing of the forest has invariably allowed for natural revegetation and balance in the ecosystem.
NEWMAP has done very well, and what they did is very commendable, and they provided the framework on which we can provide for the future. And I really feel that maybe the project coming to the end, coming to close around June, July is not good for us because we did not start early. But I believe for those that started early, they must have covered a lot. For Gombe Metropolitan, with what we did at Malaina Kagarawal through Gombe State University, I think it's an example. We'll look forward to maybe seeing that it is extended, or another project that will be a follow-up to it is initiated, so that we can key in and do more. Because if we don't cover the remaining parts of the town and the surroundings, I think eventually even the one we did may not end up serving as well.
Indeed, the interventions by Gombe State through NEWMAP have apparently met the yearning and aspirations of affected communities, as they cannot hide their joy, goodwill, and massive support for the intervention. They say that the intervention is a step in the right direction to solving perpetual problem of land degradation and environmental insecurity in the state. Undoubtedly, the intervention has saved thousands of lives and protected properties and land assets that would have been lost.
Now we will cross safely. Women and children are safe. Our farm produce from our over neighboring local government is now safe. Women, there is one hospital built by His Excellency Muhammad Inwaya at Malang Inna Sabon Fegi. And it is just like a referral center for our PHCs within this community. So they will now cross safely, go there. We have schools here, And you have lived, this is our Gombe State University. People will be crossing from this place into the university safely without having any problem or hitches.
Mu dai ba abin da za mu ce farko sai dai mu gode Allah madaukakin sarki wanda cikin ikonsa ya nuna mana wannan lokaci da kuma muka samu wannan ci gaba a cikin wannan anguwa ta mu ta Kagarawal. Hakikanin gaskiya muna masu farin ciki, ba irin kalma da zamu yi amfani da shi domin mu misalta irin farin cikin da muke ciki, domin NEWMAP da World Bank da gwamnatin jiha sun yi mana abun da babu wanda ya taba yi mana shi a wannan yanki namu. Cikin iko na ubangiji daure wannan kwari din ya zama mana sauki, an samu nasara da gidaje na ƴan uwa namu da kullun suke cikin barazana wanda ba su da kwanciyar hankali in sun ga hadiri. To alhamdulillah a yanzu sun samu sauki. Wannan kwari da aka daure in Allah ya yarda zai kawo mana sauki a al'ummar mu gaba daya, za a dinga ziyartar juna lokacin da ya dace.
Millions of people have been accomplished by way of, now we are in the civil works, and it has passed through about 3 communities. From the university community, there's another community outside Malaina and Kagarawal. These are areas that are almost cut off activities within the state. But now with NEWMAP, and I think with the achievement, I would call that is one of the best and the most achievement we accomplish, that this goal is to have been corrected.